And bang! What is up, our Dunkin' Donuts #1 fans of theirs? Scott Casey Gale here, back with yet another recap and review, this time of the 2011 Wes Craven slasher sequel, Scream 4, which I also thought was another very underrated sequel that did not get enough credit as it deserved, and I'm going to explain why as I review this movie. Okay, let's begin with the recap and review, shall we? Scream 4 is a 2011 American slasher film directed by Wes Craven and written by Kevin Williamson, produced by Outer Banks Entertainment and distributed by Dimension Films. It is the fourth installment in the Scream film series. The film stars David Arquette, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, Emma Roberts, Hayden Panettiere, Anthony Anderson, Alison Brie, Adam Brody, Rory Culkin, Marilee Jaffe, Eric Nunderson, Mary McDonnell, Molly Shelton, and Nico Tortella. The film takes place on the 40th anniversary of the original Woodsboro murders and involves Sidney Prescott returning to the town after 10 years, where Ghostface once again begins killing students from Woodsboro High. Like its predecessors, Scream 4 combines the violence of the slasher genre with elements of black comedy and whodunit mystery to saturate the cliches of the film remakes. The film also provides a commentary on the extensive usage of social media and the obsession of internet fame. The series was originally intended to be a trilogy, concluding with Scream 3 in 2000. However, in June 2008, the Weinstein Company announced a third sequel was in development, with Craven confirmed to return in March 2010. Principal photography took place from June to September 2010, taking place in and around Ann Arbor, Michigan, during production. Ephraim Kruger, who previously wrote the screenplay for Scream 3, was hired for script rewrites. Reshoots were filmed in early 2011 following test screening. Scream 4 was released on April 15, 2011 and grossed $97 million worldwide on a budget of $40 million, becoming the lowest grossing film in the Scream franchise. It received mixed reviews from critics, with praise going towards the performance, direction, humor, and criticism for its lack of scares and reliance on cliched formulas. However, many considered it to be an improvement over the predecessor. Scream 4 was the final film to be directed by Wes Craven before his death in 2015. It was followed by anthology television series developed for MTV without the involvement of Williamson, Arquette, Campbell, or Cox. Although Roger L. Jackson returned to voice Ghostface in the third season. It is also the last movie to be distributed by Dimension Films. Spyglass Entertainment would later acquire the rights to the franchise. A sequel entered development in 2020, which will be released in 2022. Okay, here's the recap. On the 40th anniversary of the original Woodsboro massacre, high school students Jenny Randall and Monty Cooper are murdered by a new Ghostface. The following day, Sidney Prescott, now 31 years old, returns to Woodsboro to promote her book with her publicist, Rebecca Walters. After evidence is found in Sidney's rental car, Sidney becomes a suspect in the murders and must stay in town until they are solved. Sidney's cousin Jill, who is dealing with the betrayal of her ex-boyfriend Trevor Sheldon, gets a threatening phone call from Ghostface, as does her friend and neighbor Olivia Morris. Jill and Olivia, alongside their friend Kirby Reed, are questioned about their calls by Dewey Riley, who is now the sheriff, and while one of his deputies, Judy Hicks, assists him in the case. Meanwhile, Dewey's wife, Gail Weathers Riley, is struggling with writer's block and decides to investigate the murder instead. Sidney stays with Jill, her Aunt Kate Roberts, later that night. Olivia is killed by Ghostface. As Jill and Kirby watch in horror, Sidney and Jill rush to save Olivia, but the killer injures them and gets away. Sidney fires Rebecca after learning of her plan to use the murders as means to increase book sales. Rebecca is secretly murdered in a parking garage by Ghostface. Gail enlists the help of two high school school movie fanatics, Charlie Walker and Bobby Mercer, who explained that the killer is using the rules of movie remakes. Charlie concludes that the killer will likely strike at a stab marathon screening party being held that night. Gail goes to the party to investigate, but Ghostface stabs her in the shoulder and flees. When Dewey arrives at Jill's house, Sidney discovers that the policemen assigned to guard the house are dead. She also discovers that Jill has left the house and gone to Kirby's. Sidney goes down to tell Kate, but the killer appears, kills Kate, and disappears again. After Deputy Judy Hicks arrives, Sidney rushes to Kirby's house to save Jill on her own. Jill, Kirby, Charlie, Robbie, and Trevor are at Kirby's house when Ghostface appears. Ghostface approaches a drunken Robbie and murders him. Sidney arrives at the house to leave with Jill until they are both chased by Ghostface. Sidney evades the killer and calls Dewey. Kirby is forced to answer horror movie trivia to save Charlie, who is tied up outside. Meanwhile, Sidney goes upstairs to find Jill. After Kirby answers Ghostface's questions, she goes outside to untie Charlie. He suddenly stabs her in the stomach and reveals himself as Ghostface before leaving her for dead. Sidney is confronted by Charlie and stabbed by a second Ghostface, who is revealed as Jill. Jill explains that her motive was out of anger and jealousy because of the fame that Sidney had received for surviving the murders, and that they intend to frame Trevor as Ghostface. Charlie then pulls Trevor out of a closet and Jill murders him with a gun. Jill then betrays Charlie and stabs him to death as a means to pin him as Trevor's accomplice, and makes herself the sole survivor. Jill stabs Sidney in the stomach and mutilates herself to make it seem as if Trevor attacked her. Later, Dewey, Judy, and the rest of the police stumble upon the carnage. Sidney and Jill are then taken to a hospital after discovering that Sidney has survived. Jill goes to Sidney's hospital room and attempts to finish her. Dewey, Gail, and Judy intervene, having been clued by a detail about Gail's injury that Jill somehow knew. Jill subdues Dewey and Judy and holds Gail at gunpoint before Sidney incapacitates her with her defibrillator and shoots her dead. Dewey calls in our police units as media reporters outside confirm Jill is the sole survivor hero, a title that would be short-lived once the murders are revealed. And I would give this a solid 8 out of 10, 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, and 8 triple plus. I really enjoyed Scream 4. I thought it was just as good as the first 3. It still doesn't top Scream 1 and 2, but still a good sequel. Now a lot of people like Scream 4 better than Scream 3, which was an improvement of Scream 3. I thought so too, but like I said, I thought both Scream 3 and 4 were very underrated and underappreciated and didn't get enough credit as they deserve. I kind of thought that Scream 4 was kind of better than Scream 3 in my opinion. Like I said, like I said in my previous video, the thing with the Scream franchise is the original main characters. Nev Campbell, Bo who plays Sidney Prescott, David Arquette who plays Sheriff Dewey Riley, Courtney Cox who plays Gail Weathers. They play their characters very respectfully, and the late great Wes Craven's direction is very on point. The characters are likable. There's some annoying characters and some dislikable characters, but that's the thing about horror movies. A horror movie wouldn't be a horror movie without an annoying character or without a dislikable character. But like I said, I think the acting is on point. I think the storytelling is on point, and I definitely think it is an improvement from Scream 3. Even though I really enjoyed Scream 3. And thing is, I like how it pays homage to the original Scream when Sidney returns to Woodsboro, where the first Scream movie took place. And in my opinion, and another thing about the Scream sequels is they respect the original. They they don't make lame character. They don't have any lame characters in the movie, I like and like I said, the writing and development in this makes sense in this. That's what I also like. That's what I also like about this. And the kills in Scream 4, the kills are very good. My favorite kill in the movie is the death of Anthony Anderson's character, Deputy Anthony Perkins, when he gets stabbed in the forehead, and his last final words are "fuck Bruce Willis," which got a laugh from me, and it got a laugh from the crowd when I saw it at the movie theater. But even the comedy is on point, and even the comedy is on point. I mean, there's no lame jokes in this at all. And like I said, I truly think this is underrated. I truly think this doesn't get enough credit and respect as it deserves. Just like I felt with Scream 3. But all in all, like I said, great sequel, great writing, and you gotta give credit to Sheriff Dewey Wadley because he is Dewey Wadley is a cat with 9 lives, just like Gale Weathers. I mean, the late Cotton Weary even made mention of it when Gale survived getting shot in Scream 2. Cotton said, "Geez, Gale, you have more lives than a cat." I gotta say, and that is true. Gale does have more lives than a cat. Even Dewey is like invincible. I mean, he survived getting stabbed in the back in the first one. He survived getting stabbed multiple times in the back in the second one because the stab wound was no scar tissue. I mean, he survived getting attacked in Scream 3, and he definitely survived getting bashed in the head several times with a bedpan. I mean, I don't think anything can kill Dewey Wadley. And I think and there is going to be a Scream 5 coming out. I think that Dewey Wadley is going to be the sole survivor of the Scream movies. I don't ever see him getting killed off. I could see Sidney Prescott getting killed off in Scream 5, and I could see Gale Weathers getting killed off in Scream 5, with Dewey Wadley being the only sole survivor. And that's how they do it. That's definitely respecting the characters. And if Dewey Wadley does somehow get killed in Scream 5, let's hope it's a respectful death. Let's hope it's a meaningful death. Let's hope he does go with a bang. The same can be said for Sidney Prescott. If Sidney Prescott gets killed in Scream 5, let's hope it's a respectful death. And let's hope it's a meaningful death. The same with Gale Weathers. If all three and them do get killed off, let the deaths be meaningful, and let the deaths be respectable. Anyway, like I said, comment down below in the comments section. Tell me what you thought about Scream 4, what you liked about it. What was your favorite moment? And which Scream sequel did you like the best? Did you like Scream 2 the best? Did you like Scream 3 the best? Or did you like Scream 4 the best? Yes. And fan of YouTube, shout out to you. Like I said, check out his channel. He does wrestling reports. He does movie reviews. Well, like if you happen to catch this, give me your thoughts on Scream 4, what you like and what you liked about it. Anyway, you stay classy, live long and prosper, and peace out.